Hello, my name is Cynthia Gallaher. Concerning Chicago's poetry scene, you might describe it as one of muscular love, because when most people think of the ultimate poetry towns, cities such as New York or San Francisco often come to mind. But when you give it careful consideration, the city of Chicago is a poetry force to surely reckon with. Home of the spoken word movement, home of the Poetry Slam, home of Poetry Magazine, the oldest monthly devoted to verse in the English-speaking world, as a place of sojourn for poet greats, Carl Sandburg and Gwendolyn Brooks, and home base to the Poetry Foundation. According to former Chicago poet Bob Holman, compared with the New York hustle and the San Francisco shuffle and the LA muffle, what Chicago's got is muscular love. My poem in Wherever It's At is about a bookbinding class I took at Jane Addams Hull House Center when it was located on Broadway in Chicago. The poem is titled Making Books at Hull House. Glue with muscle, flat bone sticks, a cake of beeswax, thick cotton thread, pulled and pushed in and out from paper pages, making books. Windows swing open, summer streams in, as jazz from our radio throbs out. We jam with our books' blank folios, and they become jazz books. Young mother in the corner speaks of how her child died, cries through lessons, watermarks pages with tears as she works. Her book becomes a book of sorrow and forgetting. And the old woman in the corner across the table finishes her first binding and asks in a childlike crackle, "What shall I fill it with?" Flipping through choices is a new happiness, finally up to her. There are different women's circles filling charted canvases with nostalgia and other suggestion of what is art, looped together in matched dye lots. But the classmate next to me looks at the stitches of her binding, lumpy as stray sax riffs, some pages sticking out ever so slightly from the rest, and says, "The only thing perfect is God." Holds her book like a prayer book, offers the flawed volume as she does her wayward rhythms. In this room, what new things we create are joyfully incomplete. Paper vessels for musical fragments we hear, drifts of clarinet, piano, pain. Some hot nights of love we play over and over. Someone opens a book, begins to write. If everyone made books this slowly, imagine how many trees would still be standing.